King Shoot 2022. It's been postponed. The Robinhood Pole Archery King Shoot, well, actually the Robinhood Pole Archery season for 2022 has been postponed because of this corner of William Tell Archery Park in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada has the highest lead count per kilogram in all the parks tested in Winnipeg. Not where the fork is, not where we play. This corner. There's a chart, and a map and a chart that you can see. But this field is the worst. To be fair, there's no bad guys here. This testing was done by the province of Manitoba in parks and places, and that neighborhood, which is an industrial zone, which is an industrial park, St. Boniface Industrial Park, is very close. There's neighborhoods nearby, and there's been a long-standing issue with metals and other elements, lead in particular. So now, these, as you saw on the map, it's very concentrated, or appears to be very concentrated, and it's very intense. Now, that lead has been there 70 plus years, because that park didn't exist. Well, the land did, but it didn't become a park until about 1955, which is when Robinhood Pole Archery and St. Sebastian cleared land to put poles up to start shooting. Now, they were shooting somewhere else. I actually don't know where else they were shooting, but they were shooting somewhere else previous to that. So, now, the field's been closed. Hasn't been fenced off yet, which is kind of frustrating, but it's both the city and Archery Manitoba. And Archery Manitoba is our sponsor. They sponsor our clubs. They are the umbrella organization, and above them is Archery Canada. And without Archery Canada and without Archery Manitoba, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. We wouldn't be able to shoot, because they help us and provide insurance for us. We couldn't afford the insurance, just we couldn't do it. But because we're part of this umbrella organization, these umbrella organizations, we're able to afford the insurance. And they helped secure the field, the leases on the field. So when leases expired and the city had changed their leasing policies and referenced, Archery Manitoba helped us see us through that time. So I mean, there are no bad guys, and they've closed the park out of, to be fair, an overabundance of fear of liability. It's not a safety issue. It's been there for over 70 years. It's not going anywhere. We're not digging the dirt. We're not eating the grass, and it's not near our fork or the facilities that we use. But regardless, the liability is real. The risk is real. I mean, we know when a thunderstorm comes over, get out of the field, because there's 2 lightning rods in the middle of those fields. And so the odds of us getting hit by lightning are higher than any of us getting lead poisoning. But the risk is real. So our season at this moment is on hold. We don't know what's going to happen, how we're going to do this. Both the city and Archery Manitoba are trying hard. They really want to work with us. The catch is that it's not going to save this season. I'm pretty confident of that. But they do have another park in mind that they would like to relocate us to. Here's the catch. Nobody has the funds to do it. They have the space, and they're willing to offer us the space, and they're willing to accommodate us and work with us, and some funding will result. But they can't foot the whole bill. We can't foot the whole bill either, because in order to meet the safety requirements that would be changing, because the environment would be changing, we'd go from an industrial park, essentially, in the middle of nowhere, a piece of land that is basically, not useless, but proverbial useless except to us, in an industrial zone, moving to a mixed-use park with dog walkers, cyclists, walkers, a soccer field nearby, a baseball field nearby. Like, great exposure, like a great place for us to go. Don't get me wrong, the club is very enthusiastic about the possibility, but we don't have the funds. The city doesn't have the funds. We're going to be applying for all kinds of different things to see if we can get the funds. But by the time we get the funds, we get the new archery poles up there with safety cages and all the different things, we're looking at some serious money that we don't have. And then we got to get the regulatory plan, everything's got to be approved and permitted, and there's a process to all of this. It could be 2 years before we're shooting, for all we know, because we don't know. This came out of the blue for Archery Manitoba and out of the blue for the city. The report was only released 2 weeks ago. And they didn't know. Nobody knew. So, there are no bad guys. Just the system that we live in and the overarching challenge of liability. So, if I pester you guys a little bit or make comment of, we're in trouble, because this is, if we don't shoot for the next 2 years, how many of us will be left if and when we can shoot? It's a big deal, because activity is an important part of maintaining your club membership. We're not going to have any, or we don't know. That's the whole thing. We don't know at this point, because literally this out of the blue. If we'd been planning for this for months, years, but we're suddenly in this emergency kind of move and nobody really knows what we're doing. And once again, no bad guys. The city does not want to close us down, and Archery Manitoba does not want to close us down. This is not about safety. This is about legal liability and risks, unacceptable risks to them. No, it can be painted, but no, you got to dig this stuff and start eating it before you can worry about getting lead poisoning. The risk is there. So, if I'm a little bummed out and I'm not making as many videos, it's because my club is in crisis and I'm worried about it. And there's not much I can do except hang in there. So, to all of you guys out there, keep having fun, guys. I will keep you posted. Cheers.